Good afternoon. So I had to take a little while to stop working on the bike to go cut the grass because it was getting tall. I'd been neglecting it because I've been working on my bike. So no, I didn't record that. I just ran through and cut it real quick. And today we are going to do the, I'm going to put the carburetor back, I'm going to put the O-ring on the carburetor float bowl. It's just a little bolt I need to take off, put the O-ring on, put the bolt back on, and then I will put the carbs back on the bike, put the fuel tank on it. I bought some good 93 octane fuel to add to it, and we also got the air filter in, so I'll be installing that as well, and we'll see if the bike cranks up. So let me get to it. Now this should be pretty quick, and while I'm at it, I'm going to check one thing that I didn't know was a thing until I saw there's the diaphragms inside supposedly have a little hole, and that should be facing the engine side. And so I'm gonna just take off the tops real quick and check and see if that is installed correctly. So look, I don't really see a hole in here that they were describing, but look at this little indentation. And look, here's the flap down here. So this needs to be turned. So yeah, good thing that was brought up, because these are in backwards. Well, guess I should have thought there might have been gas in there. Go ahead and put the gasket on. That's all that is. So let's remove these float bowls and remove the diaphragm, flip it around, and put the float bowl drain plugs back in, and we'll be done. Wait, that's not the screw. I wonder now if I could take it off without removing this separator, this thing that holds them in together. We'll see. Nope, it looks like it's under there, so I gotta remove these as well. You gotta be super careful because you don't want to rip those gaskets just because they came out once unharmed. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen a second time. Yeah, there's already a lot of crud and buildup in there. I just cleaned it. Probably because the gas tank's dirty. I'll put some gloves on. I'll just clean these out real quick. It is time to put the carburetors back on. First, let me show you about this air filter. I got some oil in here. So I have some motor oil here, and it says to use about 2 capfuls of it to saturate the filter, and then squeeze it out, but don't wring it out, don't twist it, because that will tear up the filter. So I'm going to put some oil on here, squeeze it around, make sure it's oiled all the way through, and then I'll show you how to put it in the bike. I cleaned out my oil drain pan that I was using to clean up my carburetor parts. Now it's all dry, and I'm going to just pour a little bit of oil on the filter, and then I'm gonna just squeeze it around until it's totally saturated. That's why I'm using this pan instead of like having a cloth under it, so it will make sure that I absorb all of the oil onto the filter. And so you can just squeeze it through. And once the filter is evenly saturated, it's time to go on the bike. Okay, the way to put in the air filter is you remove, there's these 2 clips, they just slide off, and you remove the cover, and inside there'll be this little cage thing that you just squeeze, bend in the middle, and pull out. And then you just sandwich the filter between the 2 pieces of plastic, and then bend it back in place and put it back in. You're not gonna, it doesn't feel like it doesn't snap in or anything. It kind of just sits there. So you don't, if you're trying to adjust it exactly right, it just sits in there. Or that's what I've seen so far. And then you just slide the clips back on to hold the airbox door on. There we go. Now I'm gonna put the carburetor on, so I gotta make sure I push this back as far as it goes. So we'll have room for the carburetor. And now to put the carburetor on, I'll make sure that this is bolted to this, which is bolted to the box. We have to make sure that that's not bolted on because the box has to be pushed back as far as it can be. And then we're gonna make sure these little clamps are loose. So the part with the bar across here, when you can see the venturi, that part goes closest to the engine. And this part over here that has this tube connected to it goes closer to the air box. This is what attaches to the air box. And you can also tell because this choke lever is on the left-hand side of the bike. So we'll put that on real quick. I say real quick. Hopefully this time it'll go on nice and easy. Put a little bit of oil around these edges so that it slides in where it fits better. I'm going to install it on the other side of the bike because this clutch cable right here is in the way and I don't want to remove that. So let's go around to that side and we'll put this in. Sometimes I have problems with the throttle cable, so I'm just going to go ahead and attach that now. Might not be the best time to attach it. I don't know. I'll see. It might inhibit my being able to get the carburetor in here, but it might be just fine. We'll see. And now it's time to put the fuel tank on, and underneath the fuel tank you have the fuel petcock, and this is a vacuum line, and the right here, this is where the hose will hook up to the one that was right in between the two carburetors. So I'll put the tank on and hook those up. All it does is set, there's two little bumpers here that it sets on. vacuum line, it goes right there, and the fuel line. There you go. Just gotta work it on there. Now I forgot I have a emission hose that goes from the breather box to the engine. Looks like I can get to it pretty easy from over on this side. This is what it looks like. And it just goes from the breather box up onto the top of the engine. Got it. So now, I guess the only thing left to do is add some gas and see if it cranks. I don't want to add too much, just in case something happens. Okay, put the battery up, that's one thing we need to do. Why is it not starting? Oh, you know what? I gotta hold the clutch. Okay, well, I guess the next step is trying to figure out how to keep it running. And I got the air filter in. So I know we'll try to figure out the rest. So thanks for watching. Y'all have a wonderful night and take care. Bye-bye.